views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Studio 6 Entertainment, Armed Media, or the Entertainment Partners LLC. Enjoy the show.
Were you watching Spank Revision?
Watch your language in front of the lady, punk!
Well, it's another edition of Straight Talk Sports Fans. It's your host, Matt Hasely. We are live on ARM Radio, home of the big guns. I'd like to let you know that we are broadcasting off many, many platforms. Too many for me to speak of, but yes, we're growing every day. It's great. Thank you for all listening in. You can also interact with the show live at 1-866-CALL-401. Or you can call us, if you don't like to look up the numbers, 1-866-225-5401. You can also reach us on Facebook at ARM Radio 1, or also on Twitter /ARM Radio. Special thanks to our sponsors out there. Limitless Energy Drink. If you're running out of energy during that day, pop a Limitless Energy Drink, and that'll make you through it. Also, Glasstic water bottles. Everything's better in glass. Glasstic water bottle is a shatterproof water bottle. The best thing I like about it is no sweat. Does not sweat. Also, videogamewholesalelist.com. You're looking to get a little bit of extra cash, or you're just one of them hardcore zombie killers looking for the newest game. Videogamewholesalelist.com today. Also, Ritzy Reruns. Offer hot, trendy clothing at bargain prices. Remember, Ritzy Reruns and We Runs, where fashion isn't full price. And TwerksFunnyT-shirts.com. They cause extreme laughter or diarrhea. You choose which one. Also, new sponsor, Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy. If you want to learn how to learn the traditional art of Taekwondo, then log on to chungkim.com at Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy. If you missed last Friday's show, we had a good one. We had Corey Rowe from Loose Change, 9/11 Truth Film, and KT Penn, an author of World Trade Number 7. If you missed it, it was a very good show. They're back and forth a little bit. We had a little heated at times, but I think for the most part, it went over pretty well. We had a lot of questions. They both agreed that they need to do is investigate it further. I agree that they should. If you'd like to read more about from KT Penn on his book, you can find his book on Amazon.com. It's an ebook for $2.50, and you can find out all about World Trade Center number 7. There was a lot of questions that went back and forth, but, that's going to be for another show, hopefully down the road. I still think there's a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of things that don't make sense to me. If you can have any questions that you can think of or anything that you want to bring up about it, you can always do is send us a post on Facebook, or even do is, send us an email. You can send one to matt@armmedia.net, and you can contact me that way. I'd love to do more about it. I think it's a very interesting topic. It's one that we should never forget. Also, I'd like to wish everybody happy St. Patrick's Day. And a good friend of mine, Don, it's his birthday today. He sent me a message just a few minutes ago, asked me how many green beers I had, and I said, well, none. I'm going on the show. So he was giving me a hard time. Well, he shares his birthday with a few famous people. Mia Hamm, everybody know Mia Hamm, the soccer player. Rob Lowe, turned 49. Kurt Russell, Gary Cincy, Nat King Cole, Chris Davis, baseball player. Patrick Duffy, TV. Everybody remembers Dallas. Kate Morgan. I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, one of the greatest, all-time greatest golfers, Bobby Jones. I mean, Kyle Korver, NBA former Bull. Grimes, she's only 25. Wow, that's amazing. But, yeah, there's quite a few. John Sebastian. Oh, let's see here. Sammy Baugh. Former football player Sammy Baugh. Let's see, who else? I think that's about it that I could see going to stand out to my... Oh, let's see, any more. Vicki Lewis, TV actress. But, that's pretty much it that I got for birthdays right there. But, no, it's, I wanted to wish him happy birthday. I'm going to get him to come on the show one of these days. He's a very good guy. Knows a lot about, computers and stuff. I always give him a hard time that he was making drones for the government, but no, it's not true. But starting tomorrow, March Madness. You know, everybody going, who's in, who's out. I was shocked. Some of the teams got in. North Carolina State gets in. BYU in as a 10 seed. Virginia gets in as a fourth number 1 seed. St. Louis gets in as a 5 seed. The one that got me, I could not believe it. My Hawkeyes, the Iowa Hawkeyes got in. I have no idea how they got in. I was shocked. They've had, they had great, decent year, but the biggest problem was they'd have a good first half game. Second half, they'd fall on their face. So it was funny. My mom, she's a big Hawkeye fan, and we were talking about it. And I mentioned to her about the Hawks getting into the dance, and she looked at me with, like, what are you talking about? Are you serious? Do you think they're going to get in? And I said, well, no, I didn't think they would. And sure enough, they made it in. I don't know how they did it, but it don't matter how you get there, as long as you get there. But some notable snubs this year. SMU had 4 top 40 wins, including a sweep of Connecticut, but they were the only top 100 wins, or the only top 100 wins they had. They got knocked out. New Mexico, 7 seed. The Lobos have lost 3 games since mid-December by a grand total of 7 points. They just beat San Diego State to win the Mountain West title. They only got a 7 seed, though. Michigan dropped to a number 2 seed. But I think it's going to be a good tournament. The first teams are going to be Iowa will face Tennessee in a battle of the number 11s in a matchup that almost no one thought would be necessary, at least from the Hawkeyes' perspective, maybe a month ago. On the 15th of February, the Hawkeyes had 4 conference losses: Ohio State, Michigan State, and Wisconsin. Since then, Fred McCaffrey, dark horse team, nosedive, losing 6 of 7, including a horrible loss to Illinois and Northwestern. Committee's choice to give Iowa a play-in game shows how close they were to being left out of the tournament entirely. The most intriguing part of the matchup has to be momentum. Iowa's endured a steep fall, while the Vols have won 5 of the last 6, nearly took down Florida in the SEC tournament. Yeah, I don't know. They got a tough road ahead. I don't know if they can, if it's going to do any good for them. I mean, it might be a one and done. The fact that NC State made the field is 6-8 is shocking. Quite frankly, it's just another jab at the one-bid conferences. Maybe Coach K helped them when he stumped for the ACC to get more bids. The 16s will play in Dayton, Albany versus Mount St. Mary's, Cal Poly versus Texas Southern. But yeah, it's you're going to get your $1 million bracket challenge in. I tried to fill mine out, and it wouldn't let me select the picks. I got got it all in. I'm going to select picks. We're supposed to drag them over and highlight them. It wouldn't work. So I was like, oh, great. Well, so maybe I can get it to go after I get done with the show. But you got to get them in by tonight. who wouldn't like to win $1 billion, you know? Who knows? Maybe I'll just have my boy pick them for me, my 8-year-old. Maybe he'll do a better job than I will. But, no, the big story right now, and everybody's, been talking about it, is the Malaysian hijacking plane. Was it hijacked? Did it crash? What's going on? A lot of people are, if you listen to all the, the different shows, it is crazy the things that are going on, what they're talking about. I guess speaking with the press earlier, as of Saturday, Prime Minister Najib Razak said investigation has focused onto the crew and passengers aboard the missing plane. He added that despite growing evidence to suggest a possible hijacking or sabotage, all possibilities are still being investigated. The Prime Minister also said that authorities are now trying to trace the planes across 2 possible corridors. A northern corridor for northern Thailand through the border of Kazakhstan or Turkmenistan, and a southern corridor from Indonesia to the southern Indian Ocean. And that search efforts in the South China Sea would be ended. Clearly, the search for MH370 has entered a new phase, he said. Earlier, a Malaysian government official who is involved in the investigation said investigators have concluded that one of the pilots or someone else with flying experience hijacked the missing Malaysia Airlines jet. The official said no motive had been established, and it's not clear where the plane was taken. The official spoke on a condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to brief the media. The official said the hijacking was no longer a theory, it is conclusive. There's a lot still going on about where this jet went. It's not looking good. The transponders to get shut off at one time, and then another sensor gets shut off later. It tends to make you think. I hope that I pray for the 239 on board. Somebody has had to have seen this plane. It's sad to think that somebody would sit there and take a whole plane like that and and nobody say anything about it. I'm just hoping that we can find it and hopefully the people on board are safe. They were talking about, could this plane, if it crashed, they said at one time it was at 5,000 feet and it was up at 45,000 feet, it's amazing how much they know. It's amazing that you can even disable, the transponders. They should have where they're hardwired to where you can't disable them at all. I mean, I don't know why they would even have an option to disable it. You think it's got to be something that, it doesn't matter where it's flying. It needs to be on. Why make it to you can turn it off? It's like, what's the purpose of shutting airbags off in your car? It's not like that. I can understand an airbag off, and if you only have a 2-seat car and you got a little kid seat in the front, But no, it's not anything like that. You got to do is this Boeing 777 data recorder and transponder were disabled on March 8th. It says that they're been searching the pilot's home. And apparently, they in the pilot's home they found a flight simulator. So I don't know if he's been training somebody to fly or what. Yeah, they've been going into the background of the pilots pretty heavy. And they were actually earlier, I saw on the news that they were talking to some of the stewardesses that had flown with him. They didn't say anything about, anything bad about him that I heard. But, it's just, you never know. You never know what's going on. And it's like one of the people that was on, he was an expert. He said, wherever the evidence takes you, you have to go. Don't try to lead into it. He said, just go with what the evidence takes you. And that's all you can do. I mean, hopefully the evidence will take you to where you can find this plane. It's a sad deal to think somebody would do this, but there's some sickos out there in the world. I mean, I spent, a long enough time as a police officer and seen a lot of crazy things in this, in life. We had one, actually, I think it was Saturday night here, of all places in Davenport. They had a guy go into a bar, and it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and pulled out a pocket knife and started stabbing people in, I don't know if it was in the restroom area or whatever, or the bathroom, but he like stabbed 3 people, just for no reason. It was in a bar called Shenanigans, and he went in and just started stabbing people. I mean, I don't know what, some people you just wonder where they're at and what's going on. But yeah, and the funny thing about, I hadn't heard about it. My daughter was explaining it to me, and I just hadn't heard it in the news. And my wife says, "Oh, just think how, that dirty knife." I said, "Like it'd be okay if he stabbed you with a knife that was sterile?" I mean, he's stabbing you. What does it matter? It doesn't matter if the knife is sterile or not. I said, "Well, my wife's a nurse, so that's the first thing that comes to her mind." But I was like, you run into crazy people everywhere, and I hopefully that everybody can be found safe and get back to their families, because I mean it's just got to be heart-wrenching to wonder where they're at and have no idea. It's been 8-9 days now, 10 days. I mean they got to be going crazy trying to think of where their family's at, and I don't blame them there. It's a sad thing that happens. What I want to do is switch over and run around our leagues here. NFL draft is 50-some days away, but everybody's still got NFL on their mind. There's just massive amount of trades that are going on. The Bears re-signed, made some re-signs, but the one deal that got me is the Bears, Julius Peppers signed with the Green Bay Packers. I'm like, ugh. They cut him, and, the Bears cut him, and he went up to become a cheesehead, and I almost got sick when I heard that. But, no. It said the former Bears defensive end signed a 3-year contract with rival Green Bay Packers. Ian Rappaport reported Saturday. Oh, I just like, wow. The Packers later confirmed the signing. The contract is for a maximum of $30 million, with $8.5 million in the first year. The Bears released Peppers early in the week in a cost-cutting move. The Dallas Cowboys expressed interest in signing the 13-year veteran, but Peppers decided to remain within the division. The 34-year-old pass rusher will move to a 3-4 defense after spending his entire career in a 4-3. It's a shrewd move for the Packers general manager Ted Thompson, who continues his methodical... Oh, I'm getting a phone call there. Let's see who we got here.
Hello. Matt Extension. You have a call.
It's Matt Hasely. You're live on Street Talk.
How you doing? I want to talk about the plane that went missing.
Well,
I heard a theory, and it's only a theory. Are you past that yet? Or
no, go ahead. Go ahead. We can go back to it. We just started into a new topic.
The theory I heard was, and it made a lot of sense, that these pilots were probably, before they took the flight over, were probably in on some kind of shenanigans, and they probably landed. I heard that the engines were transmitting a signal to Boeing or Rolls-Royce that they flew 4 hours, and it was like 2,200 miles, which they could have made it to Pakistan, and it could be a terrorist. I don't want to alarm anybody, but it sounds like it could be a terrorist plot. Now, you land that plane, you go through it, you paint that plane with, like, our Navy ships are haze gray underway because the gray paint reflects radar better. They take out all the transponders and anything that submits any kind of signal, and they can load it up with some kind of, in that region over there, they could load it up with weapons of mass destruction such as mustard gas or sarin gas, fly it over a certain country and explode it in midair. That jet is so huge. You could fit so much weapons of mass destruction in it and fly it over there. And because there's no evidence that it crashed in the ocean, there's no evidence that they landed it. So there is evidence that it could have been the terrorist plot consorted to the point where they might have taken over that plane just to take it. And the reason no terrorist organization has claimed that we did this is that they want to use it for a future attack somewhere in the world. And that's pretty scary.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's something going on with it. I think there's that they plan on doing something with it in the future, because for it to, they said that the up to 7 hours that the engines could have been running. So they might have landed that thing and had the engines running, refueled it, and took off again. You have no idea where this plane's at right now. And those countries over there are not going to, most of them are going to go and not exchange information with us.
Right, because there's a lot of countries, like, if you grease their hands with $50 million, they're going to turn their heads, and they're not going to say anything. So we just can't conclude anything from. We can't speculate what happened to it, but we have to speculate, because you have to look at all the evidence, like what is possible. And I really do believe that 9/11 taught the terrorists, like, we have to shut off the transponders so they can't track the planes that easy, so we can get away with what we're doing. And if they did capture this plane and land it in, like, somebody speculated Pakistan, if they landed it in Pakistan and they hit it in the hangar, now they're going to paint it, and now they're going to take away the transponders, they're going to take anything out, and they get 7 days, 8 days now. If they decide to take off in another month, they could take off and fly under the radar, and they won't be able to get into the United States. Nobody has to worry about that, because we have so much information and so much technology in place that we could see an attack coming from the outside. But if other countries that are like Israel, if they fly under the radar and get into Israel, they could do a lot of damage, because if they fuel the plane with as much fuel as it can handle, they can use the fuel as a weapon like they did on 9/11. But if they want to take the plane 3,000 miles and load it with weapons like explosives or mustard gas or, something like that, and blow it up over airspace before they get shot down, that's pretty scary. But that is one theory that was brought up by Anthony Cumia of Opie and Anthony Show. And it sounds like it's feasible. And it's very feasible, because they managed to, if they did land the plane on land, they managed to steal that plane. So, I mean, I just wanted to bring that point up.
Yeah, I think it's a valid point. I think it makes a lot of sense. I hope that isn't true. I hope it doesn't come to that, because, it's just a little scary to think that that's what they could be thinking. I'm hoping that we can find it before they actually, come through and, get through with that. You're hoping that they can, with all the technology we have nowadays, you're hoping that they can find it before it gets down to, where they start to use it as a weapon. But
right, if they have it, and if they landed it, and if they didn't crash in the ocean. And my other thought was, the only way it disappeared into the ocean was if they did a Sully move, where the pilot Sully, his plane got hit by a flock of birds, and he landed in the Hudson River, and he did a water landing. And before that, everybody thought, oh my God, a water landing, that means we crash in the ocean. But he did. He survived. Pretty much all his passengers survived. It was a water landing, and if you bring a plane in low enough, and if it's dying out, and they brought it in low enough, and then it might have sank in the middle of an ocean somewhere.
Yeah, the only thing I have, the only theory about that is why would the transponders shut off a half hour apart? That's
right.
That's
so
what I
you
wonder.
have to look at that. You have to look at that.
Well, I got to run to a
exactly.
commercial here. We're just getting to the commercial time, so if you want to hang on and talk more about it, you can't. Oh, there he's gone. Well, I appreciate the call in there. This is Matt Hasely, your host of Straight Talk, and we're live on ARM Radio. We'll be back shortly.
Listen up. Are you tired of being tired? Looking for that extra boost? Do yourself a favor and visit buylimitlessenergy.com to learn about limitless energy. That's buylimitlessenergy.com for limitless energy. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Buylimitlessenergy.com. That's buylimitlessenergy.com. So stop wasting your life. Get limitless energy now.
Tired of that boring dead-end job? Just looking to make some extra cash? Or just a hardcore zombie killer looking for the newest games at the cheapest prices anywhere? Well, wait no longer and log on to videogamewholesalelist.com. You can become your own boss and secure your own future. So don't miss out on this $18 billion industry and act now. Once again, log on to videogamewholesalelist.com today.
Do you love to travel? Are you tired of the cold? Do you just want to get away? Book your next flight, hotel, car, vacation, cruise, and more at sweetohinawaa.discounttravel.com. That's sweet, OHENEWAA, discounttravel.com. Invite your friends and family. Thank you for your business.
Are you looking for cheap web hosting? megalowhosting.com is a cheap and professional way to get your website off the ground. For only 89 cents a month, you can be on your way to starting your own business. With their special algorithm, never wait on the phone for tech support again. So if you're looking for a cheap but professional web hosting, megalowhosting.com is your place.
Glastic water bottle, a shatterproof glass water bottle. It's great for any liquid because everything tastes best in glass. A leak-proof lid you can close and toss on the couch without worry. Chances are it won't ever break, but if it does, no worries. The glass is safely contained inside a protective outer shell, so you won't have a dangerous mess to clean up. You can safely remove the broken glass and get replacements. Go to GlasticWaterBottle.com to get your very own Glastic bottle today. That's GlasticWaterBottle.com. GLASSTIC waterbottle.com. What are you waiting for?
Still waiting for the hot and trendy clothing to go on sale? Well, shop Ritzy Reruns. They're located at 1612 West Locust Street in Davenport, Iowa. Phone 563-322-8684. They offer brands such as Abercrombie, Hollister, American Eagle, North Face, and many others. Ritzy's carries tons of shoes of all shapes and sizes, plus a large selection of jewelry and designer purses like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Dooney & Burke, to mention a few. So remember Ritzy Reruns and like them on Facebook. It's where fashion isn't full price. From the author of the acclaimed martial arts fantasy novel Dream of the Dragon Pool, Albert Dahlia's latest book, Listening to Rain, begins a new series of martial arts fantasy. Listening to Rain is a Game of Thrones-like series set in medieval China, where swordsmen and women are involved in occult powers, mystery, romance, and adventure. Experience a Chinese empire unlike anything you've ever imagined. Listening to Rain is now available on Amazon.com. For more information, visit www.wanderingblade.com. Come join me, Matt Hasely, your host for Straight Talk, where we will take a journey into the deepest regions of your mind. Yeah, right. Nah, just kidding. Join me every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where every topic is fair game. Only on ARM Radio, home of the big guns. Do you think laughter is for sissies? Or do you hate Santa Claus? Do you know that somebody does? If you answer yes to either of these two questions, then see a therapist. And visit this website right now at twerksfunnyt-shirts.com. The T in t-shirt is spelled T-E-E. Warning, these funny t-shirts and posters make great gifts and may cause internal bleeding, night terrors, blurred vision, and hemorrhoids. Please visit the website right now at twerksfunnyt-shirts.com, where you'll find some of the funniest t-shirts and posters on the web. Train in the art of traditional Taekwondo. Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy was opened in the Quad Cities in 1972. Teaching and training established by Knight Dan, Grandmaster Chung Kim. Classes range from Little Tigers class, beginners, intermediate, and advanced level classes. Hapkido classes also available. Sign your children up and your parents train free with no contracts. For more information, call 563-359-7000 and like us on Facebook at Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy, or visit us on the web at www.chungkim.com.
You on the air?
Taekwondo is your life's path.
Get with me after you're done.
Once again, this is your host, Matt Hasely. We're back live from on Straight Talk. We had a caller call in just recently and talking about the Malaysian flight. It's very interesting what could be going on with that flight. I hope it's not going to be used as a weapon. It was, it's a very, I don't know. I hope not. God, it's just scary to think somebody could do that and turn it into something like that. Really, the longer it goes, the more I really worry about that family, or the families that are on that flight and everybody. But it's scary to think what people can be like. We were just switching over to the NFL news there. Apparently, Emmanuel Sanders has agreed to terms, a 3-year deal with the Broncos worth $15 million. But some of the teams are crying foul because some of the executives, he said the process that led him there, that other teams involved fuming and crying foul. Other teams' official claim Sanders' agent broke every rule in negotiations. Well, I know what, following all developments on the NFL, Steve Weinberg, on behalf of the wide receiver, accepted a deal with the Chiefs in principle. According to one source, Weinberg then engaged in negotiation with Tampa Bay Bucks, according to another source in the process. While shopping the Chiefs' offer to the Bucks, Weinberg never explained that he already accepted the terms of Kansas City's offer. Later in the night, Sanders' agent agreed to terms with the Broncos, which is where he is currently headed. Sanders and Weinberg also ranked the 49ers by agreeing to visit, then blowing it off. This is one of the worst situations in modern football negotiations. One executive involved said, "Totally wrong. This needs to be stopped." Reached at home late Saturday, Weinberg declined to comment on the record when informed about the allegations. However, his client addressed the matter at a Sunday news conference announcing the signing. There was no handshake, Sanders said. There was no kind of agreement in terms. We were close to a deal. It wasn't anything official just yet. Weinberg, a Dallas-based agent, recently was reinstated by the NFL Players Association, which had barred and decertified him in 2003 because it reportedly found he diverted assets to an offshore account during a dispute with a partner and collected a fee from a client prematurely. Weinberg later filed suit against the NFLPA and its top officials. Allegedly, they illegally took away his certification for 8 years, along with the past, present, and future income of clients. Weinberg has 2 clients currently in the NFL teams, not including Sanders. He's had 42 before he was barred. Weinberg broke no laws in accepting the deal. The entire situation infuriated those he dealt with. It is commonly accepted in the league that once two sides agree to a deal in writing or in handshake form, that's the end of the story. Instead, Weinberg's shopping the Chiefs deal and then not signing or informing the Bucs that an agreement had been reached showed another side of the business. Well, it's all about money. I don't know if people realize that, but, you look at every sport. I remember when I was a kid, a guy, got drafted by a team, he stayed with the team, and then until he either retired or no longer could play. You didn't see guys, jumping around like they do now. But they didn't have the money that they do now. That's crazy to think how much money is involved. And I just hate thinking that Julius Peppers went to Green Bay. So, well, and switching over to the NBA, here's another one. It said Billy Donovan, the NBA wants the age limit lowered, not raised. Florida Gators coach Billy Donovan said this week, not only does he think the NBA age limit shouldn't be raised, he believes it should be erased. His reasoning, college are assuming the risk of players who are under pressure from NBA agents and hanger-ons. Compromising the program, he'd rather have players who aren't forced to, but choose to play college basketball. College basketball coaches and programs are taking all the risks, Donovan says. The kid doesn't want to be in college and wants to be in the NBA, but the rules, because of the rules, he has to stay in college. Now you're opening yourself up for potential NCAA violations. You got players like Jabari Parker from Duke or Julius Randle from Kentucky, and they're supposed to be coming at these kids. If a kid takes something he's not supposed to, or he's enticed into something, it's colleges that are put in harm's way. You see these kids, getting, I don't know. They never said anything about it, but you look at what LeBron's mom was driving a Hummer before he got in the NBA. There's some money going around. I'm sorry, but it's there. I feel bad for the school and the kid. The kid makes nothing off the school. And they say, well, he gets a college, education. Great. Not all of them do. But in the big programs for college football and basketball, there's a lot of money there. These kids, they're the face of the school. They make a ton of money for the school, and they get nothing. Some of them might go there 1 year. It's, maybe they should do is at least give them an opportunity to come back and finish their college for nothing. Even if they do leave after a year. But, they don't get anything. You get no pay. So I think they should be at least given, a per diem or something. You're going to have to make it that way to try to entice these kids to stay. A lot of these kids, you can't blame them to leave. Your college or your NFL career is 3 to 5 years on average. So let's say a guy goes out in his third year or fourth year in college, blows his knee out. His NFL career could be done. If he would have left after his sophomore year, he could have played 2 years in NFL, made millions, blew his knee out then, and at least he could have made some money. But you see some of these kids, they change, and they declare for the NFL draft early, or they go to the NBA draft early. And if they're a good enough player, I don't have any problem with that. You can't blame them for wanting to get the money. If they're a good enough player, I don't have any problem with that. Let them. You got some guys like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, and a few of them that went out, never went to college. They went straight to the NBA. They were good enough to do that. You can't blame them for wanting to do it. So, they got to try to get the money when they get a chance. But No, going on to the PGA Tour. Once I said earlier, it's Bobby Jones' birthday. He was born in 1902. One of the greatest golfers who ever lived. He's one of the guys that pioneered the game of golf. You know, you think about that. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia. One of the first great American golfers. Was a hero of the so-called golden age of sports. In America, along with baseball, Babe Ruth, boxer Jack Dempsey, tennis player Bill Tilden, football player Red Grange, Bobby Jones had the picture-perfect swing every golfer's dream. Despite never, ever taking a lesson, he modeled a swing after that of Stuart Maiden, a Scottish golfer who was a golf professional at the Atlanta Club. Jones would watch Maiden play, then run home and copy his swing to the best of his ability. It worked. Jones said to have shot 70 for 18 holes by the time he was 12. At 14, he won his first of 5 U.S. Amateur Championships at Marion Cricket Club in Ardmore, Pennsylvania, where 14 years later he would win the Grand Slam, his greatest triumph. Jones' 1930 Grand Slam winning the U.S. Open, the British Open, the U.S. Amateur, and the British Amateur in the same year was the first in golf history. The 4 events took place over a 5-month period, with the U.S. Amateur coming last. In the U.S. Amateur final, Jones defeated Gene Homans in head-to-head match play format. On the final hole, Jones landed a long putt at the edge of the cup with his famous rusty putter, Calamity Jane. Owens rushed his final putt and walked toward Jones to shake his hand, acknowledging defeat. Understanding the significance of the historic moment, the crowd of 18,000, you can imagine 18,000 back then in 1930, that was surrounding the green and standing in the fairway rushed towards Jones. It took a squadron of Marines to lead Jones and Holmes to safety. That's crazy. You know, you think, now, 18,000 is big now, but you made it 18,000 then. And, what's wild is you look at old photos, they're all dressed in suits. They're all dressed with, nice hats, everything. Women are dressed in dresses. It was pretty impressive to see an old photo of how everybody was dressed back then. They all had ties on. Jones retired from golf at age 29. Shortly after winning the Grand Slam in 1934, he founded the Augusta National Golf Club. In the same year, was among the founders of a new tournament called the Masters. Can't wait for that. It's coming up pretty soon. The Masters replaced the U.S. Amateur in the Grand Slam today. Grand Slam consists of winning the Masters, the U.S. Open, the British Open, and the PGA Championship. Unlike the wealthy golf superstars today, Jones never turned professional. In fact, he did not earn any money from golf until he began making golf films after his retirement. Over the course of his career, Bobby Jones won 4 U.S. Opens, 5 U.S. Amateurs, 3 British Opens, and 1 British Amateur. His total of 15 majors wasn't surpassed until Jack Nicklaus won his 16th major in 1980. That's pretty impressive. Happy birthday, Bobby Jones. What a class. Help pioneer the sport. If you weren't watching golf, John Sennin won the tournament at -7, wins at the Valspar. 1-shot victory over Kevin Na, and 2 shots over Scott Langley, and there were 3 more tied at -4. The Valspar Championship winning share was $1,026,000. Not a bad take home. There was a little bit of controversy going on Saturday. Kevin Na and Robert Garrigus were both assessed a bad time during Saturday's 3rd round of the Valspar Championship, which once again brought up a whole new debate over slow play in golf championship. In case you're wondering, the United States Golf Association has a pace of play policy in which officials can assess a bad time to a player in a group which is out of position, and the player makes no effort to help his group get back into position. It's all has to do with playing within the allotted amount of time and not getting out of position. Under the definition used by the USGA and the PGA Tour, for example, the USGA policy used 4 hours and 35 minutes per round as its cutoff time for threesomes, 3 hours and 58 minutes for twosomes. In Saturday's case, once Na and Garrigus fell as much as 2 holes behind the twosome playing in front of them, they were put on the clock. And I don't know, you can imagine what being put on the clock is like. It's probably enough to drive you crazy. To have somebody constantly timing you throughout the day. Well, the Valspar Championship, Garrigus shoots third round 70, leads by 1 stroke. Na received a bad time on the 13th hole, and Garrigus, known for being one of the fastest players on tour, ran afoul of the stopwatch when he wound up in the rough on 14 and walked up to the green to explore his options. Even though Na and Garrigus played the round in just under 4 hours and were not assessed penalties, they had a tournament official with watch and a clipboard following them for much of the round, which can't be a pleasant feeling. You know, I understand for slow play, but, you know, the money that they're playing for and some of the things that get involved is, you know, some of the complex rules that happen. It could take a while to sit there and, find out a rule and, do everything that you're supposed to do by the book. Every group has a rules official walking with them, or one that they can summon quickly over to help, decide a rule. So they do, make it. Every decision is done by the rule. You let the rules official do that. But, no, it's, Garrigus ended up getting beat out by John Senden. But, I think he finished -4. So he did not play well Sunday. But it's, congratulations to John Senden. Hopefully the stress of the, timing being on time didn't affect Garrigus in his play. I'd hate to see that have an influence into how a tournament ends up. But if you wondering in PGA Tour stats, well, I'm going to get into those right after back. Right now we got to do is take our second break. It is running at that time, so we'll be back shortly. This is Matt Hasely, your host for Straight Talk, and you're listening to ARM Radio.
Glastic water bottle, a shatterproof glass water bottle. It's great for any liquid because everything tastes best in glass. A leak-proof lid you can close and toss on the couch without worry. Chances are it won't ever break, but if it does, no worries. The glass is safely contained inside a protective outer shell, so you won't have a dangerous mess to clean up. You can safely remove the broken glass and get replacements. Go to GlasticWaterBottle.com to get your very own Glastic bottle today. That's GlasticWaterBottle.com. GLASSTIC waterbottle.com. What are you waiting for?
Located in Woburn, Massachusetts, Boston King is dedicated to bring you the best coffee experience imaginable. Boston King uses an extremely high-quality bean and its own methods to roast. And after having more than 1,000 trials and errors, Boston King Coffee finally found its own roasting method specification. Boston King is the official dealer for Como Bar 2000. You can use the machine as soon as you plug it in. If you are a lover of coffee or espresso, then Boston King should be your first and last stop for all your needs. Contact them via Facebook or go to www.bostonkingespresso.com.
In a world of birds, Robin Swift, a swallow in the Royal Army, discovers she carries a terrible decree from the king to a ruthless commander. That message plunges Robin's world into a rebellion. A vast army, a devious prince, and a deadly wasteland stand between Robin and her mission to gather allies for the outmatched rebels. How can one small bird survive such danger? Get the new fantasy novel, Iviera, by Jeffrey Dean Doty, exclusively on Kindle.
Whether building, expanding, or remodeling, the name in site work is Savino Contracting, experts in demolition, excavation, sewer and septic tank installation, and site prep. Get in touch on Twitter at Savino Contract or call 508-989-0960 or email to evsavino@yahoo.com. Savino Contracting has what it takes to get the job done.
Ever feel like you're stuck in a rut? Or just having a hard time getting motivated? Well, think VSI for life-changing products through perfect nutrition. VSI will get your mind and body in balance while obtaining wealth, which is a perfect combination for a complete success. Don't let life pass you without enjoying your full potential. Visit www.vsiatlantic.govsi.com.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hey, listen up. Are you tired of being tired? Looking for that extra boost? Do yourself a favor and visit buylimitlessenergy.com to learn about limitless energy. That's buylimitlessenergy.com for limitless energy. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. BuyLimitlessEnergy.com. That's BuyLimitlessEnergy.com. So stop wasting your life. Get limitless energy now.
Once again, this is your host, Matt Hasely. We're back live on Straight Talk. We like a special thanks to our sponsors out there, Limitless Energy Drink. Feeling tired, running down in the afternoon, or just trying to make that morning get started off right, pop a Limitless Energy Drink, and you'll be ready to go. Also, Glastick Water Bottles, GlasticWaterbottle.com. It is that everything tastes better in glass. It is shatterproof, sweatproof, metal-free, BPA-free. Got to get one of those Glastick water bottles. It will, I mean, you can drop it from about 5 feet and won't break. That's phenomenal. Also, VideoGameWholesaleList.com. If you're looking for that hot new game that's out, or if you're looking to make some extra cash selling them, well, then log on to VideoGameWholesaleList.com today. Also, searching for hot, trendy clothing. Stop by Ritzy Reruns and We Runs, where fashion isn't full price. Also, TorqueFunnyT-shirts.com. They have been known to cause explosive diarrhea or extreme laughter, one of the two. And also, one of my new sponsors, and it's close to my heart, Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy. If you want to learn traditional art of Taekwondo, log on to chungkim.com and find out. They have a tournament coming up May 3rd, and it is a U.S. Metropolitan Taekwondo Championship, and it is a good tournament. I've competed in it, and I also help teach there, so it's a very nice school to train at. But if you'd like to interact with us on the show, you can call in live at 1-866-CALL-401 or 1-866-225-5401. You can also reach us on Facebook at ARM Radio 1 or on Twitter /ARM Radio. Want to recap quickly Friday's show. We had a great show, very sometimes heated debate between Corey Rowe from Loose Change, 9/11 Truth Film, and KT Penn, author of World Trade Center number 7. And KT is the conspiracy debunker. If you'd like to do is you can get KT Penn's book at Amazon.com. It is an ebook, and it can be purchased for $2.50, and it will tell you all about World Trade Center number 7 and how it collapsed. But you can get that on Amazon.com. What I'd like to do is thank them both for coming on. Who knows, if we get back in it, get some more questions, we might have them back on again. It's a very polarized topic. I enjoyed having them on, and it was very interesting, and I'm sure when we get some more info on it, we'll bring them back. But right now I'm on PJ Tour, just about ready to get into stats. But I got my 8-year-old son sitting right next to me, and I told him I was going to let him say something on the air, and he's like itching just to get to the mic. He wants to say hi to everybody. He doesn't realize he's not going to be able to hear anything coming across my headphones. But Jane, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
There you go. What do you say? Arm Radio, home of the big guns. Can you say that?
Arm Radio, the
home of the big guns.
Home of the big guns.
Boom.
Boom.
There you go. Thanks, James, for a shout out. Arm Radio, home of the big guns. Yep, he was excited to do that. Talking about PJ Tour stats. One of the biggest stats that everybody likes to see is driving distance. And right now, Bubba Watson is leading with 318.6 yards. I'm like, that is sickening. That's average. The Tour average is 287. 318. That's insane. You know, I don't consider I probably would be, maybe close to the Tour average if I hit one good. I mean, you realize those guys are hitting balls every day. You build up a strength, the muscle strength for hitting balls every day. I mean, they're hitting balls for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. A lot of people wouldn't want to do that, but to get 318, I was out, one of the kids who works for me, he's Tour long. And we were out playing one day, and I hit a tee shot, and I felt pretty good about it. And it was about 280, 285 or something like that. Maybe 290. He was probably 60 yards by me. It's just like, oh my God, it makes me feel, I felt like I was, I should have had my little walker or something, but it was bad. And I just like, how do you hit it that far? I was just blown away. I mean, I was like, okay. A friend of mine who he used to, he's from Oslo, Norway. Well, a good friend of his, Morten Overland is his name. He's real good friends with Henrik Stenson, who plays on tour. Well, Morten is about 5'8", 5'9", maybe 130 pounds, 135 pounds, soaking wet. And this kid just, I'd never seen anybody hit the ball that far, that little. He just crushes the ball. And I'm just blown away by it. I mean, if he would just have the confidence, he could win on tour. I mean, he's just unbelievable game. And he was trying to make it on tour. I don't know what he's doing now. He's back, I think, back in Norway. But he was trying to work on, he had to have wrist surgery, but hopefully he'll make it back. Just a nice guy. But going to driving distance, Bubba, 318. Dustin Johnson, second, with 309. 309.7. Nicholas Colsaerts, which is supposed to be another one of the just bombers, 308. Jason Kokrak, which is another bomber, 307. And Scott Piercy, 307. Well, it's crazy how long these guys hit it now. Nicholas wants to do is scale them back. He wants to limit the ball flight. Well, I mean, Jack, I like you. I idolized you as a kid growing up, but if you limit the ball flight, let's say you make it 20% off. You take that off. Okay, so they're at 300. Now I'm at 250. They're still going to be 50, 60 yards by me. It's just going to make it tougher for me. You know, we need to draw people to the game, not push them away from the game. You know, I mean, and then they go, you can't just limit the tour players, because you limit the tour players, you know, this is what draws people to come watch them. I don't know. That's one area where I disagree with him. You know, one of the big things is driving accuracy. You know, you don't win, or you don't. Driving the ball. You know, they say drive for show, putt for dough, but it's hard to putt for dough when you're in the trees or out of bounds. But Joe Durant is currently leading with 75%, 75.38. Every one of these is in the 70%. David Toms, 75.26. I mean, it's so close. Tim Clark, 74.79. Zach Johnson, Iowa native, Cedar Rapids, 73.6. Heath Slocum, 72.87. The tour average is 60.48. 60% of the fairways, you know. Greens in regulation. Justin Hicks. Not a big name, but he hits a lot of greens. If the guy could learn to putt, he'd probably win a lot. 74.81. You know, everybody, you know, I tell these kids, I talk to them, I go, what do you think the average greens in regulation? And if you're not sure what a green in regulation means, is on a par 3. A par 3, it usually takes you three to get it into the hole. A par 4, 4, and par 5, 5. Well, what they consider a par 3 is you hit it on the green in 1 and you get 2 putts. On a par 4, it'd take you 2 shots to get it on the green, you had 2 putts. And a par 5, it'd take you 3 to get on the green and have 2 putts. Okay? So now, a green in regulation is, out of 18 holes, I asked these guys, I said, you know, the kids, how many greens in regulation you think they had? 15, 16, 17 greens in regulation? The average guy? No. 66%. They're hitting 12, 13 greens. You know, I mean, they got to get up, you know, they got to get it up and down, get it in the hole. And the short game makes a lot. You know, as tough as these golf courses are, they have to learn how to chip and putt. And that's what I try to stress to these kids. The short game, you can work on hitting the driver, work on hitting the irons, but you got to work on the short game. If your short game isn't any good, you're not going to score. Switching over to the Champions Tour, they had the Toshiba Classic. Freddie Couples won at 15 under, and right behind him was Colin Montgomery. I'd like to see Colin win through there. Steve Pate and Bernard Langer were all at 14 under. And then you had 5 tied at 13 under. Mark O'Mara, Michael Allen, Jeff Hart, Scott Dunlap, and Kenny Perry all were 13 under. Man, I tell you, these guys can just tear it up. If you don't bring your game, you're not going to make any money. So LPGA Tour was off this week. Next week they come back. Stacey Lewis defends her title at the JTBC Founders Cup in Phoenix. You're looking at the lady stats. Yani Tseng, she's ranked first in driving distance at 275. You know, that's moving it. That's Anna Alvarez, 274. Carlotta Singanda, 273. Jarena Pillier, 272. Carolina Headwall, 271. That's moving it. You know, people don't realize how far 270 yards is. Driving accuracy, this is where they top. 87.5%. Leanne Pace, 87.1. Thadapa, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it, Suwanapura, and an 86.9% Amy Anderson, 85.7 Jung Jang, and 83.9 Dana Bordner. I mean, that anytime you get an 80% driving accuracy, that's pretty tough. And then greens in regulation, Carolyn Headwall, 82.4. That's pretty sweet. 82.4% greens and red. That's impressive. I want to talk about going through different funny stuff I seen on the web. It was just kind of ironic. You know, everybody's seen the Google Maps. I actually got a phone call from Google Maps today, and it was something about, you know, I mean, it's the recording, and it was something about our location, and I was just like, I just hung it up, you know. But I saw this website, and somebody posted on Facebook, it's this crazy stuff seen on Google Maps, and you can go to it. It's a Facebook site, and I just went to it, you know, real quick, and you know, some people pose for it. They see the Google cars, so they just pose right out there. And, I mean, you see all kinds of different stuff, but the ones that got me were the ones that weren't, you know, they weren't staged. They were actual stuff that you saw that would just happen. And the one was a shirtless guy chasing a bear with a baseball bat. It just, you know, you don't make that stuff up. And then there was a guy, he was driving down the road, and he's picking his nose, and there's the Google car got him on there. And the next one was a van that was on fire in a driveway, and it was just the inside of the van was on fire. It hadn't got to the outside yet. And then there was a picture of a lady doing a head dive off a skateboard. She was wiping out. But, I mean, there's all sorts of pictures of people mooning and flipping it off and, you know, got signs and everything, so, you know, they knew it was coming up. But some of these that aren't staged. It's kind of like Funniest Home Videos. You know, I don't enjoy watching Funniest Home Videos when they're all staged. You know, because, I mean, you know, I don't like to see people wiping out and stuff when they're doing it on purpose. But, no, it just looked kind of funny. I mean, there's different sites that I was 10 funniest sites. So I, got me to thinking, funniest things on the internet. It says 10 funniest sites on the internet. There's one that's called the Institute of Official Cheer, whatever that means. So the Institute of Official Cheer specializes in old ad agency come-ons. Like this one for a coffee company. What is it? Institute of Official Cheer is a home to various cultural and media obsessions of a Minneapolis Star-Tribune political humor columnist James Lilix. In Journal, what you'll find there is a collection of old war era advertising and promotional artwork and photographs accompanied by Lilix's very witty commentary. These images are large scale and surprisingly attractive to look at, and pretty funny even without the captions. Talking about that is I was talking to a guy. He comes out and hangs out at the golf course. I just call him Bob. Good friend of mine. He's 88. He was telling me that he has newspapers back from the 20s, and he says that he's seen where they had the old war ad, or not the war ad, the old cigarette ads where they were saying where they were good for you, and stuff like healthy. Yeah, it's amazing. He saves them, and I got some old newspapers from like 13, 14 years ago, but not from the 20s. I'm going to have him bring them in. I like to see them. It'd be pretty impressive to look at. But everybody. Here's another site. Everybody's probably heard of it. E-Bombs World. Eric Bauman and his staff post the funniest viral videos. It's. I've been on there tons of times. E-Bombs World. It's a little risque, so you got to do is watch who you're watching it with. But some is you got college. You got college clips. You name it. It's everything. It's one you got to be careful. I wouldn't show it around my boy. There's another one called Oh Modern. Oh Modern offers an impressive collection of promo shots of the 1970s Swedish rock bands, plus interior designs from the same regrettable period. The Gert Johnnies, the Inglingviks is a fantastic documentation of the few or many bad memories in rock and roll storied history. O Modern also features some truly wonderful promo shots of some of the most horrifying interior designs on record. Also Scandinavian and from the 70s. If I want to see a bad decor job, just watch one of those Lover Listed or whatever, before, or when they go to buy the home before it's been remodeled. What are they? The two brothers. I can't think of what it is. But here's another one. English.com. English.com collects examples of people trying to write in English and failing miserably. First of all, it's not a dig at any people, world people. English is complicated. Many folks non-English speaking countries in the tourism industry, for instance, learn to speak the language in good faith effort to communicate with, to sell their things, their English-speaking customers. But sometimes it all goes wrong. I used to, when I was in Korea, I would, the Korean Katusas, I was an MP, so the Koreans would teach, I had them train me with Korean phrases every day. I'd learn, maybe one or two phrases a day. And, which a lot of them I can't remember now. But I still remember some things. I mean, some things pop up and, out of nowhere and I remember it. But I would teach them English at the same time. And I would teach them all the fast food slogan sayings. And so I used to sit there and I used to say Burger King, home of the Whopper. And Koreans have a hard time saying peas. So it would come Whopper. And I'm like, no, Whopper, and they just had a hard time saying it. Well, they would laugh at me because I would try to say some of their language, and, they were making fun of me too. So, it was kind of comical back and forth. Well, I got to where I was so good at doing some of their language, I would, in the wintertime, when it was so cold out, we'd have these, these parkas on with these hoods, and I would wear them, and I would, the Katusa sergeants would come up, and they'd always have to salute them, and the Koreans would always, Daya! And they'd stand, and salute, and they'd stop and salute me, and then they go inside and see another Korean inside, and they were like, what the, they look out, and they see me, and they're like, they'd laugh because they couldn't believe that I'd be able to imitate it, and they thought I was Korean standing out there. I learned a lot of good phrases. I'd love to go back to Korea. I really enjoyed it when I was over there. It's the tech boom. Anything technology. You name it. It's built in Korea now. Cars. Anything electronic-wise. All the technology is built in Korea right now. You look at LG or anything like that. Most all those major companies they're all built in Korea. So here's one. Here's another website. Mullets Galore, and you can just imagine what it is. I'm sure. What was it? Chuck Norris back years ago when he played that. I can't think of the character he played, but he always had that mullet going, and it was. Brian Bosworth was an NFL player, had the mullet. That was quite a few years back. It was in the 1980s. I remember that. I was growing up. I was 82. I graduated in high school. So, no, some of the bands like Night Ranger and Megadeth. They wore the high top basketball shoes with the laces loose at the top. And then they had the mullets going on. But the mullet haircut. Ooh, I'm glad I never did a mullet. Those are bad. But, what is it? Oh, I can't think. What's his name? He's on, he's the ESPN hockey announcer. Oh, he still has the mullet, and he has the wild suit to go with it. But, it's, I don't know how they can do it, It's bad. But, nope, it's one of those sites you got to see. Go on there and look at the mullets. I'm sure there's some great ones. Another one is called Found Magazine. The folks at Found Magazine have been collecting found letters, Polaroids, napkin doodles, and other treasures for a few years now. It said, here's a note that started it all. What is it? Here's a website of the magazine that grew from a series of books. The first, which inspired a note from Chicagoan Davy Rothbart, found on his car. It said, Mario, and it says expletive omitted, hate you. You said you had to work, then why is your car here at her place? You are a liar. I hate you, hate you, Amber, P.S. Page me later. Apparently it was on the wrong car. It said foundmagazine.com is the online collection of thousands of notes, love letters, birthday cards, kids' homework, to-do lists, poetry on napkin, doodles, and other items discovered by Rothbart or contributed by his friends and fans. I'm going to have to check that one out. I'm sure there'll be some good ones. You know, another one you see, they actually have a TV show now, and it's Funny or Die. Funny or Die mixes funny viral videos with shorts made by established comedians such as Will Ferrell, who is one of the co-founders of the site. What is it? It's like E-Bomb's World. Funny or Die collects funny viral videos, but it mixes them with original content from both established and up-and-coming comedians. Users get to vote on which videos they are funny and which deserve to die, hence the site's name. According to the site's bio, Funny or Die was created by Funny Guy, Will Ferrell, Adam McKay, and Chris Henchy, with some other techie people from Silicon Valley. More fun than the bio, Funny or Die has offices in Japan, Madagascar, and Bonn. 9 full-time lobbyists in Washington, an elite private security force consisting of 400 soldiers and 6 attack helicopters. Yeah, right. No, you. Funny or Die is I've seen clips of them on TV, but I'm sure it's got to be a good one. I enjoy Will Ferrell. My brother-in-law can't stand him, but he's one of them. I enjoy him. But this is the Subservient Chicken. This is the other site. At this Burger King promotional site, you type in the commands, and the chicken does whatever you say. It's strangely fun and funny, and apparently it makes you hungry for chicken. What is it? TheSubservientChicken.com. A guy standing in the living room dressed as a chicken costume does whatever you tell him to do based on commands you type in the text window. The site is a promotion for Burger King that has received 15 million hits in its first 5 days online to date. It has racked up about 450 hits in total. Burger King's ad agency claims. The agency also claims the Subservient Chicken has caused a significant increase in chicken sales. Strange, giving orders to a big chicken wearing fishnet stockings makes people hungry for chicken birds. I'd never heard of it, but 450 million hits. Wow. Wouldn't you like to be the guy who come up with that ad? Another one is Overheard in New York. Overheard in New York is collects the funny utterances heard in the streets, coffee shops, and subways of the city. What is it? Among the 8 million people living in the city of New York, there's always something or somebody willing to say something stupid, embarrassing, or hilarious. They often say it in a grocery store or a crowded subway train. The people who run Overheard in New York, with the help of a large number of spies, keep an ear open for this kind of thing and publish it online. Here's a sample, teen boy. Anyone with this train want to buy some candy? No, it's not for basketball teams or something. It's for me. I can buy more candy. Stuff like that. Not bent over laughing, but pretty amusing. No, it says skip this site if you're offended by that kind of talk. Well, right now we're running to our next commercial break. So, once again, this is your host, Matt Hasely, and you're listening to ARM Radio.
Hey, listen up. Are you tired of being tired? Looking for that extra boost? Do yourself a favor and visit buylimitlessenergy.com to learn about limitless energy. That's buylimitlessenergy.com for limitless energy. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. buylimitlessenergy.com. That's buylimitlessenergy.com. So stop wasting your life. Get limitless energy now.
Looking to shed that extra weight? Try Raspberry Ultra Drops with African mango and green tea. Lose 1 to 2 pounds daily permanently. No hunger pains while maintaining muscle tone and feel great. Raspberry Ultra Drops are 500 times more effective than capsules. It's made in the USA and FDA compliant, all natural and completely safe. So make Raspberry Ultra Drops your weight loss solution. Guaranteed results. Log on to www.shopslimberries.com and start your weight loss today.
Wait! Before you start doing your online shopping, go to couponmeup.com. Get thousands of coupons, discounts, and deals from thousands of leading online retail stores. couponmeup.com. You won't regret it.
Are your kids running around naked? Stop that! Before Children's Protective Services take them away, run to mosquito.com. That's MISCITO.com. You'll find quality t-shirts for children between 4 and 12. Our timeless trends can be passed on through generations. And our quality materials stop them from destroying their clothes no matter how hard they try. Enough with the throwaway clothes. Mosquito lasts forever. Visit MISCITO.com. MISCITO.com.
Visit crafterstown.com, your website to buy and sell arts and crafts worldwide. At Crafterstown, you will find unique arts and crafts from around the world. We also have Grammy's Tips of the Day blog for shortcuts to crafting. Take a walk down Main Street at crafterstown.com. Glastic Water Bottle, a shatterproof glass water bottle. It's great for any liquid because everything tastes best in glass. A leak-proof lid you can close and toss on the couch without worry. Chances are it won't ever break, but if it does, no worries. The glass is safely contained inside a protective outer shell so you won't have a dangerous mess to clean up. You can safely remove the broken glass and get replacements. Go to GlasticWaterBottle.com to get your very own Glastic bottle today. That's GlasticWaterBottle.com. GLASSTIC waterbottle.com. What are you waiting for?
Tune in weekly to Living and Thriving with Rusty McDonald. Inspiration on tap. A radio talk show that is down to earth, organic, and reflects years of experience and humility. Tune in and join Rusty McDonald as she explores topics related to mind, body, and soul. Visit her website for more information, www.rustymcdonald.com.
Do you love film? Do you want to star in one this summer? Check out orangeleaffilms.com, an indie film company made for making moments last. This summer, Orange Leaf Films' new film, Sin, a story of a modern take on the 7 deadly sins, is coming soon. To learn more about being in the film or helping the production crew, go to orangeleaffilms.com for more details.
Do you love to travel? Are you tired of the cold? Do you just want to get away? Book your next flight, hotel, car, vacation, cruise, and more at sweetohinawaa.discounttravel.com. That's sweet, OHENEWAA, discounttravel.com. Invite your friends and family. Thank you for your business.
Once again, this is your host, Matt Hasely. We're back live on Straight Talk. I want to do a special thanks to all of our sponsors out there. We have Limitless Energy Drink. Feeling sluggish in the morning, afternoon, night, whatever, drink one of those Limitless Energy Drink, and you'll be ready to go. Also, Glastic Water Bottle. Glastic Water Bottle is the shatterproof water bottle that's EPA, metal-free, or BPA, I'm sorry, free, metal-free, sweat-proof, and shatterproof. Go to GlasticWaterbottle.com and get yours today. Also, VideoGameWholesalist.com. If you're looking to make some extra cash selling games, or you're just one of those hardcore gamers trying to get the newest game at the cheapest price, well, then log on to VideoGameWholesalist.com today. Ritzy Reruns offers hot, trendy clothing at bargain prices. Remember Ritzy Reruns and We Runs, where fashion isn't full price. Also, TwerksFunnyT-shirts.com. They offer funny T-shirts that either cause uncontrollable laughter or explosive diarrhea, whatever comes first. Also, Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy. Chung Kim's, if you would like to learn traditional art of Taekwondo, well then log on to chungkim.com and find out if it's right for you. It's been right for me for quite a few years. The people at chungkims.com are some of the best people you run into. But they have a tournament coming up May 3rd. It is the 42nd annual U.S. Metropolitan Taekwondo Championships. So, if you need more information, log on to www.chungkim.com. All right, we were just talking about funny sites that we've gone to or on the web that I've seen. But I wanted to do is go into a little bit of the stars in the spotlight. Apparently, singer Chris Brown arrested on a warrant and held without bail. Chris Brown was arrested Friday and will be held without bail on a warrant issued by probation officials in the latest legal entanglement of the R&B singer who struggled to put his 2009 attack on Rihanna behind him. The warrant was issued by the judge overseeing Brown's case after he was informed Friday morning that the singer had been discharged from rehab for failure to comply with the rules and regulations of the program. No further details were released, but the information will be presented to Superior Court Judge James R. Branlin, who, when Brown appears in his courtroom on Monday afternoon. You know, it's hard to believe you have that much money and you can't stay out of trouble. I don't know. I don't know how you can strike a woman or a lady. I could, you know, I don't know. I mean, I just could never raise my hand to him. I'm sorry. But Brown has ordered to remain in rehab for anger management treatment. The January letter from facility stated that the singer was also being treated for bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and past substance abuse. Email sent to Brown's attorney, Mark Garagos, was not immediately returned. A probation spokesman declined to comment on prompting Brown's arrest. Now, you wish your guy could get his stuff straightened out, But also, Wayne Knight, a.k.a. Seinfeld's Newman, says he is not dead. I guess the rumors started early Sunday. Wayne Knight, perhaps most famous for being Newman, Jerry Seinfeld's nemesis on the widely popular TV show, had died in a car wreck. Well, by late afternoon, Wayne Knight had become the top trending term in Google searches. The rumor of his demise, however, were greatly exaggerated. The actor, also known for his role in Jurassic Park and Toy Story 2, took to Twitter to refute the claims of it with a bit of humor. Some of you will be glad to hear this, others strangely disappointed, but I'm alive and well, the actor tweeted. Hello, Newman. That wasn't all Knight had to say, but no, it's glad to hear that he's fine and well, and apparently they're going to be doing another, Seinfeld back. I always liked him on the show. It was a good show, and it was a show about nothing. I mean, how you could do all that many episodes, and it was supposedly meant about nothing. But Lady Gaga at SXSW, sausages, vomit, and inspiration. Lady Gaga kicked off 24 hours in the spotlight at South by Southwest in typically memorable fashion. The pop provocateur began her appearance at Stubbs Barbecue on Thursday night during an annual music festival, in conference by roasting herself on a spit like a gutted pig as her dancers basted her with barbecue brushes, and then things got really weird. I don't know how. Part S&M sex club homage, part affirmational sensation. The show, sponsored by Doritos to benefit her Born This Way Foundation, included moments meant to provoke and others meant to inspire. Gaga began the evening by taping a segment on Jimmy Kimmel Live in which she wore a puffy white dress complete with a huge hat, mostly obscured her face. By the time she hit Stubbs a little later after 10, she'd stripped down to a black bikini and an unusually chilly night at the outdoor venue and wore long blonde dreadlock extensions. She'll finish her moment at on Friday morning when she's set to give conference keynote speech. Wow. But I don't know what the heck. It says Gaga's set began with an attractive woman eating barbecue sausages in a provocative manner. Soon after completing smoked meats portion of her hour-long show, Gaga invited friend Millie Brown on stage to assist on Swine. Brown, a vomit painter. No, I'm sorry, but we're done with that segment. I don't want to hear about that. I'm like, oh man, a vomit painter. What do they come out with next? Wow. Well, I tried to ask my brother to come on the show again, and he is out partaking in a few of the green beverages. So, once again, he has found another way to get out of coming on the show. Apparently, Pawn Stars, everybody knows who the Pawn Stars gang. It says Pawn Star Meltdown. Shop takes in stolen coin collection. Well, they think. It says the famed gold and silver pawn shop featured on History Channel's hit series Pawn Stars may have melted down a precious coin collection that was allegedly stolen from a man by his niece. A source with knowledge of the situation confirmed to Fox 411 that a criminal complaint was filed in Clark County Justice Court back in November 2013 by David Walters, who said his coin collection was taken from a family member's home by his niece, Jennifer Beckman. Beckman then proceeded to sell the contents to Gold and Silver Pawn for $9,550 on 3 separate visits to the store. The first, which took place on November 18th, a rep for the store told U.S. Walters had claimed it was worth about $50,000. Walters filed the complaint after realizing the coins were missing November 27th, the rep said, but in a police office did not contact Gold and Silver Pawn until December 5th to inform the store that the coins were stolen. By then, they were long gone. To the best of my knowledge, as the coins were unidentifiable. They may have been melted down, the rep said. They may have been sold. They may be in buckets with like coins waiting to be evaluated. Either way, they weren't worth $50,000, Walters has estimated, the rep said. These coins were far less than that the gentleman thought they were worth. But even so, she suggests anyone with valuable coins take extra care to be sure it's kept in a safe place. Yeah, you would hate to lose. I mean, if she got $9,500 out of them, they're probably worth a little more than that. But that's scary to think. But you think a niece would do that. You never know when somebody thinks what they can do for money. But everybody, speaking of Seinfeld, thinking the guy was dead from Seinfeld, well, Chumley of Pawn Stars, and he come out with "I'm Not Dead." Chumley, a.k.a. Austin Russell from the History Channel's hit show Pawn Stars, certainly had an interesting week, as he became the latest celebrity to be a subject of a death hoax. As rumors circulated around the internet and fans actually began to mourn Chumley's death, the rally star took to Twitter to make it very clear he's still breathing. "May we live long, rich, forever," he wrote on Wednesday in an effort to clear up the rumors. The death hoax ball started rolling when the website eBuzzed posted an article stating that Chumley had passed away at 31 from a heart attack. The article quickly gained steam thanks to Twitter, but within hours the report was being debunked, not only by Chumley himself. Rick Harrison, Chumley's boss and co-star of Pawn Stars, also tweeted response to the death rumors. At Chumley is live and well. He is 101 pounds down and best health of his life. Thanks for your concern. He is filming today at GS Pawn, Harrison posted. He also tweeted, "Breaking news, Chumley is alive and well. He is actually filming today, but we all really appreciate everyone's concern." Chumley opened up his dramatic weight loss when speaking in Las Vegas Review Journal last September. He says, "I'm eating right, well-balanced diet. I drink juice smoothie every morning," he said. But one recent death that we had, comedian David Brenner, he was a legendary comedian, died at the age of 78. He appeared frequently on the Johnny Carson, and his trademark, "Did you ever notice?" style influenced a generation of comics, including Richard Lewis, Jerry Seinfeld. But he was also on Jay Leno and many of them. He was just he was a good comedian, a guy you like to listen to. He'll be missed at 78, But going over, I want to say that one for last because I don't think he needs to be. I think we got to do is save him for last. Apparently, Miley Cyrus, Tattoo Rick does a show in Joke Style. They do their show earlier today at 12 to 1:30 Central Time. I don't know if he mentioned this, but Miley Cyrus gets a sad kitty tattoo on her inner lip. I'm like, ouch, that must have hurt. Miley Cyrus showed off her new colorful tattoo she got via Instagram on Friday. The Wrecking Ball singer posted a close-up selfie to reveal a sad kitty she had got on her inner lip. Ugh, I can't imagine getting a tattoo inside your mouth like that. That has just gotta hurt. But, whatever, Trying to think of what else. Let me see what else I got here. I could always go back and talk more about the Malaysian flight. Going through my list of stuff I had to talk about today. But, no, it's... I didn't think we'd get through all the way I have, but, well, I guess I'll bring it up. Apparently, Westboro Baptist Church founder Fred Phelps Sr., on the edge of death, son says. The estranged son of founder Westboro Baptist Church said his father is on the edge of death. Fred Phelps Sr. became famous for organizing picket lines of brightly colored signs carrying hateful messages against tolerance during the funerals of military personnel and famous figures. His action led to at least 2 federal and several state laws restricting protests during military funerals. In a statement on his Facebook page, Nathan Phelps, who has been estranged from his father for 30 years, said his senior Phelps was dying in hospice care in Topeka, Kansas, and that he had been excommunicated from his own church in August of 2013. Not sure how I feel about this. Terribly ironic that his devotion to his God ends this way. Destroyed by the monster he made, Nathan Phelps wrote. I feel sad for all he hurt. He caused so many. He continued, I feel sad for those who will lose the grandfather and father they loved, and I'm bitterly angry that my father is blocking the family members who left from seeing him and saying their goodbyes. A spokesman for the Westboro Baptist Church said Sunday that the elder Phelps, 84, was being cared for by a facility in Shawnee County, Kansas. Spokesman Steve Drain declined to identify the facility or to characterize Phelps' condition. I can tell you that Fred Phelps is having some health problems, Drain said. He's an old man, and old people get health problems. Drain declined comment Sunday on whether Phelps had been voted out of the church. Said just last week, a federal judge upheld a Missouri law requiring protesters to stay at least a football length away from funeral sites, beginning an hour before the start and until an hour after services end. The ruling by U.S. District Judge Fernando Guyton Jr. caps a nearly 8-year legal fight over Missouri's funeral protest restrictions that were prompted after members of Kansas church opposed to homosexuality protested at the funeral of a Missouri soldier who had been killed in Iraq. Missouri Attorney General Chris Costers said the law is now in effect. No parent who has lost a child should be confronted by the hate and intolerance of strangers. And today's ruling means parents and other loved ones will have the protective boundary from protesters, Kester said Tuesday in a written statement. I wonder if anybody will protest his funeral. Well, no, they always have, the guard, the motorcycle guardian guys who do the rides and protect, escort the funerals. We have an honor guard flight here that they go out and they fly out to the honor flight, they call it. We have our local grocery store Hy-Vee that puts that on. I mean, that's and they sponsor all that. That's just great that they can do those and take them out there, and so they can go out to DC for the honor flight. Those guys need to be paid honor too. They've done a lot for this country. Well, right now it's about 43 after. We got to do is take another break here. And once again, this is your host, Matt Hasely. We're live on Straight Talk, and this is ARM Radio.
Hey, listen up. Are you tired of being tired? Looking for that extra boost? Do yourself a favor and visit buylimitlessenergy.com to learn about limitless energy. That's buylimitlessenergy.com for limitless energy. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Buylimitlessenergy.com. That's buylimitlessenergy.com. So stop wasting your life. Get limitless energy now.
Tired of that boring dead-end job? Just looking to make some extra cash? Or just a hardcore zombie killer looking for the newest games at the cheapest prices anywhere? Well, wait no longer and log on to videogamewholesalelist.com. You can become your own boss and secure your own future. So don't miss out on this $18 billion industry and act now. Once again, log on to videogamewholesalelist.com today.
Do you love to travel? Are you tired of the cold? Do you just want to get away? Book your next flight, hotel, car, vacation, cruise, and more at sweetohinawa.discounttravel.com. That's sweet, OHENEWAA, discounttravel.com. Invite your friends and family. Thank you for your business.
Are you looking for cheap web hosting? Megalowhosting.com is a cheap and professional way to get your website off the ground. For only 89 cents a month, you can be on your way to starting your own business. With their special algorithm, never wait on the phone for tech support again. So if you're looking for a cheap but professional web hosting, Megalowhosting.com is your place.
Glastic water bottle, a shatterproof glass water bottle. It's great for any liquid because everything tastes best in glass. A leak-proof lid you can close and toss on the couch without worry. Chances are it won't ever break, but if it does, no worries. The glass is safely contained inside a protective outer shell so you won't have a dangerous mess to clean up. You can safely remove the broken glass and get replacements. Go to GlasticWaterBottle.com to get your very own Glastic bottle today. That's GlasticWaterBottle.com. GLASSTIC waterbottle.com. ritzyreruns.com. What are you waiting for?
Still waiting for the hot and trendy clothing to go on sale? Well, shop Ritzy Reruns. They're located at 1612 West Locust Street in Davenport, Iowa. Phone 563-322-8684. They offer brands such as Abercrombie, Hollister, American Eagle, North Face, and many others. Ritzy's carries tons of shoes of all shapes and sizes, plus a large selection of jewelry and designer purses like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Dooney & Burke, to mention a few. So remember Ritzy Reruns and like them on Facebook. It's where fashion isn't full price. From the author of the acclaimed martial arts fantasy novel Dream of the Dragon Pool, Albert Dahlia's latest book, Listening to Rain, begins a new series of martial arts fantasy. Listening to Rain is a Game of Thrones-like series set in medieval China, where swordsmen and women are involved in occult powers, mystery, romance, and adventure. Experience a Chinese empire unlike anything you've ever imagined. Listening to Rain is now available on Amazon.com. For more information, visit www.wanderingblade.com. Come join me, Matt Hasely, your host for Straight Talk, where we will take a journey into the deepest regions of your mind. Yeah, right. Nah, just kidding. Join me every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where every topic is fair game. Only on Arm Radio, home of the big guns. Do you think laughter is for sissies? Or do you hate Santa Claus? Do you know that somebody does? If you answer yes to either of these two questions, then see a therapist. And visit this website right now at twerksfunnyt-shirts.com. The T in t-shirt is spelled T-E-E. Warning, these funny t-shirts and posters make great gifts and may cause internal bleeding, night terrors, blurred vision, and hemorrhoids. Please visit the website right now at twerksfunnyt-shirts.com, where you'll find some of the funniest t-shirts and posters on the web. Train in the art of traditional Taekwondo. Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy was opened in the Quad Cities in 1972. Teaching and training established by 9th Dan Grandmaster Chung Kim. Classes range from Little Tigers class, beginners, intermediate, and advanced level classes. Hapkido classes also available. Sign your children up and your parents train free with no contracts. For more information, call 563-359-7000 and like us on Facebook at Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy, or visit us on the web at www.chungkim.com. Taekwondo is your life's path. Once again, this is your host, Matt Hasely. We're back live on Straight Talk. Back for our last segment here. We got about 11 or 12 minutes. What I want to do is, we're going to try to do this Friday, but I don't know if you ever heard of Walmart Bingo. So I want you to do is get your bingo cards together. You can find them up at anywhere on the internet. And it's a pretty neat graphic looking one. It's called Walmart Bingo, but they got a bunch of different things that you can come up with, and we're going to see if we can do this maybe in the next couple weeks or so. If we can, as you make your trips to Walmart, if you can fill in your bingo card, but different ones like rat tail hairstyle, a kid without shoes. And see, we can get first one to come up with bingo. Woman with curlers in her hair. What you have to do is, I want a photo, and you have to post them to the Arm Radio Facebook page. Someone with an eye patch. I'm going to post this Walmart Bingo up, and so when you guys get there, you're going to go to Arm Radio, find the bingo card. When you get that bingo card, you got to do is, I want a picture, and it can't be one posted from the internet. It's got to be from your camera. So I got to be the dates on it. So it's got to be a recent date. There's a bunch of different ones. Rebel flag T-shirt. Someone using an oxygen tank. Kid riding a bike in the store. Frozen food items left in. See, that one's too easy. I don't like that one because somebody could do that one easy. A woman with a mustache. Guy under 30 with no teeth. Someone giving away kittens. Pregnant women with a visible tramp stamp. Unattended crying children. Someone with puke, sweat, or blood on them. Dog the bounty hunter looked like. 5-year-old drinking from a baby bottle. Diaper left in parking lot. I'm going to get one of these Walmart bingo cards up, and we're going to see who can complete the bingo card first. So we're going to do is try to do that. And see if we can, whoever can spell out bingo first, and we're going to do is give them a prize. I got a sponsor. I don't know if he's going to like it, but it's going to be Bridgestone, my rep from Bridgestone. Eric, he's going to do his sponsor. We're going to do is give you a hat from Bridgestone and maybe some golf balls. But that'll be one of your prizes that you can win in Walmart Bingo. So I'm going to have the card up probably tomorrow. So make sure that you log on to the Facebook on ARM Radio 1 and download your bingo card. And then we'll get started on it. Maybe the next week or so we'll have a winner. But make sure you get your pictures and everything posted in there. But I want to do is talk about 7 of the most gloriously stupid crimes ever attempted. Number 7, the man who tried to cash a check for $360 billion. Can you believe it? Oh yeah. One last big score is they were talking about. He says Charles Ray Fuller, whose last big score was apparently his first clumsy score, kind of premature. I won't say that word right in front of my son. Of bank fraud was. Bright spring day further decided to walk into a local bank, attempt to cash a check for $360 billion. Wow. Yeah. I think that might have drawn a little bit of attention. Number 6, the shotgun landscaper. The story is very close to being heartwarming, unlike some of its other items on the list. Isn't crime of intent? The man wanted to do a nice thing to get this sprig of mistletoe to decorate his house for the holidays. And although cynicism rules on the day on the internet, we generally applaud people who try to do nice things, except when they do nice things with shotguns. We should applaud, yes, because nice, but it's also duty to mock those people. People like Bill Robinson, who use a shotgun, which is not known as a scalpel of the firearms world, to shoot a sprig of mistletoe down from a tree in a mall parking lot. This attracts attention to local constable. Why you would do is try to shoot it down with a shotgun. That brings me to a story where one of the guys years ago had a fit of anger on the golf course, and this is years back, threw his club up into a tree, and one of the guys told me that the guy goes, well, I can get it down, I'll shoot that limb right there, and then it'll fall free. Well, he proceeded to shoot, and it didn't fall until he got mad, and he shot I don't know how many times. Finally, it fell, but when the club was down, the club was almost worthless because he had shot it so many times with a shotgun. But number 5, the drug telemarketer. It says the wire showed us that selling drugs can be a very complicated business, and those who do it successful operate on a very high degree of professionalism, even at the street level. These are process and procedures related to money handling, but apparently examples of those procedures: don't call someone on the phone and offer to sell them drugs. That's called a narco no-no. And if you forget because of the catastrophic head injury you've recently suffered, at least remember that someone to sell drugs in person replies, "You got the wrong number. Do not offer to sell that person drugs." Which is exactly what a teenage boy in Florida didn't remember when his wrong number connected him purely by chance to a police officer who promptly attempted to sell him drugs. The police officer, to his credit, said sure, instead of laughing for 40 seconds, and shortly thereafter set up what must have been the world's easiest sting. Wow. Another one was, it says I'll skip that one. That one doesn't look very good, but I'll go to the next one here. Yeah, there's amazing some of the stuff that you come out. Oh, here we go. This is a big good one. I'm a Taekwondo fan. The man who robbed a Taekwondo master in a Taekwondo studio. I gotta laugh at that because that has got to be about stupid. That's the last place you want to do is go to a Taekwondo studio and try to rob a Taekwondo master. It says, let me see. It says Moriarty, who attempted to burglarize a Taekwondo studio with a Taekwondo master inside of it, was practicing Taekwondo, interestingly enough, and instead of being prepared for this, like a platoon of ninjas at his back, or even a couple smoke bombs, or hapless criminal set his plan in motion, armed with only his own frail neck, a weapon that you previously discussed Taekwondo master easily neutralized with his previously discussed mastery of Taekwondo. Why would you... you got to be stupid. But, no one said criminals were smart. The photo bombing bandit. Snatching purses isn't a complicated crime. It takes longer to say that than it does to do it. Even with the simplest precautions like wearing fast shoes, it's pretty straightforward to get away with it. It's made even easier when unattended bags are stolen. In general, the purse snatching is about choosing the right target. Just for example, a target who isn't pointing a camera right at you when you steal their bag. So, you got a nice little photo shot of him stealing the bag. How stupid can you be? But it's like the guy that years ago stole the golf cart, hot rodded around on the golf course, ran into a bunch of trees, and lost his wallet on the golf course. We had one night we had a wedding. We used to have this last facility I was at. We had a big, huge tent. You could fit 200 people under. It was gigantic, and it was a permanent tent. They kept up all summer long on a big concrete slab, and had electrical hookups, and you could put sides on it. Everything. It was huge. Well, they had a big party one night, and they went out and hot rodded the carts around. Well, like an idiot, one of them left their groomsman coat on the cart. So all we had to do is go back and find out who had left their coat. Process of elimination, it was pretty easy to come to. And they were all drunk at the time, so it was pretty easy to figure out who did what. And once we found that out, they were easy to charge them with the damage that was that they had created. But wasn't the best wedding night. But it's amazing what people will do, and they think that they should get away with. We had a guy wreck a cart one time, and he says, "Well, doesn't your insurance cover that?" No, but yours does. So I could go on and on about cart damages and people acting stupid, but that'll be for another show. And right now it is our bewitching hour. I just noticed that it is time for me to sign off. And I'll be back this Friday. And make sure you tune in tomorrow. And I want to do is make sure I gotta so I don't get yelled at by Val, because I know she would yell at me. But her show tomorrow, and I want to do is make sure I got exactly who's supposed to be on her show. Because she's been sending me message. But tomorrow night on Talk Time with Val will have... Yeah, wow, I can't believe I have too many people that I watch on Facebook, so come on, Val, where are you at there? There she is. That's it. Tomorrow on Talk Time with Val, she's going to have Robert Fleischman. If you kind of remember, he's from the band Journey. But she'll be on from 7 to 9 Central Time. And then from 9 to 11, you'll be Talking Smack with Regina. And then you'll have Wednesday night, you'll have 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. You got Mike Allen. We're on the air with Mike Allen. And then back again Thursday, Talk Time with Val, Thursday night. And then Smack Talk with Regina from 9 to 10 Central Time. And 11 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll have Joe Rocks with, I don't know if he's going to have his new co-host on, the hot and sexy new co-host, or if Carlo's going to be back. But look forward to Joe this Thursday. And I'll be back on Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for Straight Talk with Matt Hasely. So once again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll have a bigger update on Malaysian flight Friday, and hopefully we get some more information about what's going on. Maybe another couple other conspiracy theories out there besides that we're going to talk about. But make sure you tune in for our great lineup of shows. And don't forget, on Monday mornings, Mike Allen Morning Brew, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Mondays, noon to 1:30, you got Afternoon Bites with Tattoo Rick and Joke Style. Great lineup of shows. Make sure you tune in. We'd love to have you here. Once again, good night. What'd you say?
Hi, Hayes.
Hey, guys.
Traitors. Is that you, Rodeo?
It's Dr. Nick with his fake voice, his alias.
Yeah, they booted him.
How come?
Being pissy.
Well, he came into my show.
Did
he goes,
he really?
You on the air? And I said, I poked him a message. Yes. He goes, see me afterwards. Who'd he talk to?
Talked to Nick and I.
Yeah, you were telling me something about a little drama.
Yeah, no, he came on TeamSpeak when I texted you that, and he was taking us all down to the woodshed one by one, more or less.
Just tell us, where did he touch you on the doll?
Well, he tried to be like you were out there poaching people. And I was like, look, you knew guys weren't happy here. We were telling you. I said, the thing of it is, everybody that we play with, everybody I play with, was already coming over. They're all talking about it. And so, what am I going to do? Stay here with a bunch of people I can't stand? I said, no, I'm going to go with the guys I play with. And I said, the problem is, we had a casual... Hang on, I'm getting shot up here. We had a casual gaming clan. A bunch of guys who were older, they're just coming on to play, shoot tanks, whatever. I said, then you recruited all these young kids who are all competitive and cursing everybody else out and driving people nuts. I said, it doesn't work. You changed what we were, and, there's going to be some ruffled feathers with that.
Well, then he kicked out 5 guys last night because they weren't on TS.
And to top that off, you're putting people in charge that nobody can stand, and they tell you that much, and you're not doing anything about it, but giving them more rank. And I said, and the real thing was, he's not poaching people. What happened was, we split on the lines of, the casual guys who've been here a while and the competitive guys he brought in. You change the dynamic of what we were, and that's just what happens. I said, it has nothing to do with anybody coming in and poaching people. Just the guys they sit and play with and drink with are leaving.
I don't care if he bitches about me poaching people or not. All I did was I said I'm leaving, and Johnny.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna give him a scapegoat. He's gonna have to look at himself a little on this one.
Well, the thing that bothers me about it is he never came to my face to tell me that they were doing this or that or whatever. They were doing it behind my back. He sat there, like you said, he told you about a new TeamSpeak. He'd never mentioned that new TeamSpeak address to me.
Well, he wants to come in here like he's getting stabbed in the back, and it's a total shock and surprise, but he was doing the same thing. It was just a matter of we left first, so...
He dragged me in, he said, so what's a scoop, man? I said, look, dude, you and I had a conversation like a few days ago, and I was okay with it, sticking around and stuff like that, and, then the other day I said, fuck, I was in Clan Wars, which I wasn't, but I said, then Ura was like fucking way off the deep end. I couldn't believe it. I said, and I just decided at that point, I said, it's not worth it. And he said, well, Ura's, he's on his way out anyway. I said, well, fuck Rowdy. I mean, those, the rest of the guys saw it even before I did, and nothing ever happened of it. So, like, what do you want me to say? I don't want to leave, but the guy's he's out of fucking control. So.
But that's not just him. It's frickin' One Lord Tom, and it's the next guy. Yeah. It's frickin' American Wings. It's frickin' you name it. He's got a list of people over there as long as you're
That's what I was telling him. You changed the clan dynamic. You brought in competitive kids who talk a lot of trash, and we were a bunch of older crowd that like to just play and be casual.
But that's not the point of it.
So.
Those guys were threatening to leave if we didn't do Clan Wars, and we would sit there as myself, Smudger, E-Man, and Johnny. We were supposed to be deputy commanders. We were supposed to say what was going on. When he was gone for months, we ran everything. Everybody, was fine. Everybody got along. Everything. When he come back, that's when all the shit happened.
Yeah. Well, on top of that, he's like, well, it was just those 3 guys. I thought, well, I said, Rodeo, did you not think this out? Because it's not just those 3 guys. There's Hayes Jr., there's Pipster. I said, those guys play with people. You got a whole network of guys who sit here and play around every night together. It's not just going to be the 3 of them.
Hey, Hayes, there's something I wanted to tell Rodeo, but you might want to hear this as well.
Did you flush him? We got flushed. Are you bobbing for hedge apples again?
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Kind of sounds like it.
The 3.8 liters.
Oh, should I turn my recorder off?
Yeah, we probably don't want any of this on tape. So anyway, cats came in and I had to